Imagine if you could halt the constant march of time. If you could slow it down and speed it up. Imagine if you could stop time, or even reverse it. The world about us would look quite different. Imagine no longer. Come with us as we go on a journey through time. Our lives are ruled by the clock. But our obsession with time should come as no surprise. Deep inside us, we all have a clock that regulates our lives. Can this body clock tell us when we're most likely to get drunk? If we all wanted to live forever, could this worm hold the key to eternal life? In our busy lives, we are always chasing time, always trying to save it. But in a crisis, how can we change time to help save ourselves? We think of ourselves as slaves to the clock. Racing through life at breakneck speed has become the norm. But could our pursuit of speed be the key to time travel, letting us visit the distant future? Will we ever truly become masters of time? Time is precious. We never seem to have enough. We've spent centuries building clocks, all to more and more accurately measure the passing of hours, minutes, and seconds. Yet it still doesn't buy us any more of the stuff. Time has come to mean the straitjacketing of our day, the constant schedule that rules our lives. Yet, if you think about it, our everyday experience of time is far from constant. We have long, lazy days when time seems to stand still. But time doesn't change, only our sense of it. This sensation might all be down to how we process what we see. We can see the effect at the movies. A film seems to pass by in a seamless flow. But what we are really seeing is a series of static photographs, one following quickly after another. When slowed down, it's clear that each one is slightly different from the one before. Flash 24 of them past each second, and they create a sense of fluid movement. Your brain works in a similar way. When you leave the cinema, you're also seeing the world as a series of pictures. Your brain does a rapid scan of each new image to register what's changed. It's how we avoid bumping into things. But like a film, we just see the joined up effect. If we could reduce the number of images we see each second, just imagine how our sense of time would change too. lives would appear to flash past like an express train. The seasons would whiz past in minutes rather than months. If, on the other hand, our brains scanned a huge number of separate images every second, we'd be swamped with detail. It would be like living in perpetual slow motion. And let's face it, that's just too chilled out. But not for a fly. A fly needs exactly this heightened level of awareness because it hurtles through the world at such high speed. Flies see things we don't, the flickering of a strip light and the individual scans on a TV screen. Most importantly, it can see the need for a quick escape from the fly swat, for instance. We don't need to see the world like a fly. Day to day, that level of detail is unnecessary. The rate at which we clock our surroundings is the one that best fits our pace of life. It can vary. When we're waiting, time seems to drag. When we're busy, time flies. But we can override all of this. We have a remarkable hidden power over time. It kicks in during a crisis. Faced with extreme danger, the mind enters an altered state. People report seeing in black and white. Why bother to waste time processing color when your brain is on overload? But most importantly, people say time slows down. The brain is now on high alert, processing far more each second than normal. It buys you extra time to think and act. So we can, when necessary and without a second thought, fundamentally control our experience of time. Why then do we feel we're such slaves to the clock? Time is organized to a level that borders on obsession. We can now measure it to the nearest billionth of a second. How did this obsession start? Well, we've come by it quite naturally. Even though the Egyptians were the first to formally divide daylight into hours, we were well equipped to tell the time way before this. Our earliest ancestors used the changing seasons to measure out the years. The phases of the moon marked out the months. But it was the daily arc of the sun that counted most. Nature follows this rhythm. So no surprise that the sun's movement across the sky affects us too. Although we use the shadows it casts to mark time, the sun's influence goes much